Stahl and Külbel De Flatulentia, Episode 4. Neglectis, verdris propinquis talebus in quas jus aliquod pateat arti, aut ad minimum concilio eas, secundum tales causas scite instruendo, de machinula horodictica usuali, spirdris elasticis ex more instructa causas e numeraturus, si memoraret, constare illam e spirdra huius modi elastica et rotulis dentatis. As Külbel continues this sentence, the translation and analysis of it is a little bit difficult because we have no main verb in this portion. In fact, it begins with an ablative absolute, and the only finite verb we have is pateat, which is here in this prepositional clause, that is this relative clause in quas introduced by the preposition in. And so the nature of the medium, which requires us to deal with discrete portions of the text, makes handling a segment like this somewhat more complicated. He begins with an ablative absolute, neglectis viris propinquis. I believe this is feminine plural and ablative. Feminine plural because the antecedent is causae, that's the referent, causes. So what precedes, what comes before, check the previous episode, that happens when the near propinquis, the nearest true causes, have been overlooked, have been neglected. Then talibus modifies the previous portion, so it is feminine plural ablative also. The sort that, in quam, I mean, these are the kind against which, or with an eye to which, we might say for in quas, a certain kind of use. Now use means a custom, a law, a right. I think here it means something like system of usage. So, with an eye to which a certain system of usage applies, pateant, or is evident, and then this verb here, pateo patere, which is subjunctive, its second conjugation with the presence of the a, we know it's subjunctive. It's a relative clause of characteristic, introduced by this quas. So, toward which, that is, toward which causes, a certain kind of system evidently applies or lies open for the sake of or the purpose of, that's this dative arti. Arti is feminine singular dative. For the arti, and then here is concilio, which is neuter singular dative. They are connected by out, and both of them are modified by instruendo, the gerundive which comes at the end. Instruendo, then neuter singular dative also. And then there are some modifying prepositional phrases in between, which we'll deal with now. So then, in respect to these causes, there is a kind of system that lies open or that applies, is patent, is evident, for the equipping, instruendo, or the establishing of an art, arti instruendo, for an art or a skill being established, being applied, or at the very least, if not for its arti, then for a kind of wisdom or plan or approach, concilio. And then this expression, secundam tales causas, according to, or with respect to, such causes. And this instruendo, this applying, is done scite. Scite here is an adverb, scite. It's related obviously to the verb scio scire, and it means shrewdly, skillfully, or cleverly. And now he will use an example. De machinula, etc. Machinula is a diminutive of machina, and machina is a purely classical word, but it is derived from the Greek mechane, which means a contrivance, a device, or a machine. Now, in the case of a little machine that is horodictica, telling the hour, that is a time-telling machine, he's talking about a watch. Now, in the case of a little time-telling device, one that is usuali, typical or standard, spiris elasticis ex more instructa. We see now that instructa is feminine singular and ablative, as is usuali, and instructa modifies machinula. It's a participle. So, now in the case of a little time-telling device, instructa, that has been equipped, it's a typical one that has been equipped with spiris elasticis. This would be coiled springs. Spiris are coils, and elasticis means something that is stretchable, with stretchable coils, that is, coiled springs. And this is ex more, according to the typical custom. He's describing, Külbel is, the internal workings of a watch, and he's going to use this as an analogy for the human digestive system. The person who is going to enumerate, enumeraturus, the person who is going to describe the causes, de, through instructa, for this device, if he should remember, si memoraret, this is parenthetical and is third singular, imperfect, subjunctive. If he should remember, then we have the main verb of the sentence, which is constare. Now you might be saying that's an infinitive. Indeed it is, and it's not uncommon for an infinitive to function as an indicative. That's in fact how the grammar books describe it, infinitive as indicative. It is the infinitive of this verb, constat, impersonal, third singular, which means to consist of. So, it, meaning the machine, consists of constare, a through dentatis. It consists from a spring that is collapsible or stretchable, a stretchable spring, huius modi, of this type, and of rotulis dentatis. A rotula is a wheel. Actually, it's the diminutive of rota. It's a little wheel, and dentatis means equipped with teeth. In other words, rotulis dentatis are gears.